6:30. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. If you would, join in the pledge of the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First and foremost, welcome for everybody. I see we've got some opposing groups here. So. Yeah, got us to the county. Anyway, have y'all had a chance to look over the minutes of the last meeting? Any corrections or additions?
Most improvements.
Got a motion?
Second.
Second, all in favor? Opposed? So carried. Monthly bills?
I got a question on the radio license bill that said lightning hit it with our insurance pay us. Okay, so it's really, we've already been in
I guess you all probably noticed a few bills that dropped substantially. We kind of tweaked out the system that we've been using, and it's paying dividends.
How long have been you in your office for?
Well, thank you.
Only thing I would like to see a copy of that invoice from, on that prepared on AOC.
Okay.
You know, I'll stop in their office and
Yeah,
get that.
stop. I'll tell them on that too.
Thank you.
I'll tell them on.
Was it as bad as the one I showed you?
Yes. What's your pleasure on bills?
I have a couple more bills that, one of them hasn't come in, but it always comes in next week after fiscal court, and that's Rights Express, and that's Glencoe's Fuel, Glencoe Fire Department. And I have two bills that came in after I gave you the blue sheets, the Northern Kentucky Ag District. It's for contributions per 2,000 pop census for $2,286.98, and High Tech Rescue for $1,498.50. This money was donated by the city of Sparta for the High Tech Rescue to make purchase on a positive pressure fan. So that's the three that I have.
You've heard the bills. What's your pleasure?
Make most of that bill.
Got a motion?
Second.
And a second. All in favor? Opposed? So carried. Treasurer report.
I'll be reporting for the month of November, and we'll begin with the general fund receipts, $434,932.33. Disbursements, $207,847.82, leaving a balance in the general fund, including CDs, $506,195.64. In the road fund, receipts were $39,005.15, disbursements $41,780.07, leaving a balance in road, including CDs, of $996,909.83. Jail fund, we have receipts of $41,068.75. That includes a transfer. Disbursements, $37,529.32, leaving a balance in jail of $6,957.64. And LGEA receipts were $373.06. Disbursements, $9,787.09, leaving an LGEA a balance of $112,206.06. And the state grants, we received in $36,805.10. We dispersed out $7,342, which still leaves a balance in our state grants of $29,486.22. And the ambulance fund receipts totaled $114,173.97. Disbursements for ambulance were $85,567.46. leaving a balance in ambulance of, including CDs, of $208,041.62. In our economic development, we had checking interest of $139.47, no disbursements, which left a balance in the economic development fund of $226,400.54. For 911, receipts were $43,303.50, disbursements $17,735.56, leaving a balance in 911 of $29,234.09. For our wireless 911 fund, receipts were $22,987.02, dispersed $27,025, leaving a balance in the wireless of $1,703.93. For tourism, receipts were $2,445.73. There were no disbursements, which left a balance in tourism of $44,896.38. And our last fund, court facilities, we had interest of $87.02. Dispersed was $209.04, leaving a balance in court facilities of $137,913.20. And that's for November.
What's your pleasure, Judge?
Make a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Second. Have a motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
For budget transfers for November, we had, we transferred $1,500 to kennel equipment and supplies just because we're preparing for euthanizations or anything that comes up for supplies for the shelter that the other contract doesn't cover. And we transferred $3,500 to medical services for prisoners, and that's to cover the hospital bill and the other dental bills that we had. And that totaled $5,000 for budget transfers for November.
What's your pleasure on the transfer?
Motion for transfer.
Got a motion in it?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
For interfund cash transfers for the month of November, we transferred $23,000 to 911 from the wireless fund, and we transferred $40,000 to the jail fund from the general, and that was for November.
Motion approved, cash transfer.
Second. Got a motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
And the next item will be budget amendments, and we have two for the second reading. So we'll begin with the ordinance 11-10-2011, and this is amendment number 3. This will be the second reading on that, and this is where we have the refund of interest from KCO on the road and park leases, which totaled $19,586.95, and those were dispersed among those individual road assessments. This is the second reading. It has been approved by DOD, and that's amendment 3.
Motion to accept.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Amendment number 4, same ordinance. This is the auction items that we had and the proceeds that we got from the auction. So this increased the general fund by $4,625, and it went into those individual lines: emergency management, animal control, sheriff support, and fire support. And this is the second reading, amendment 4.
Motion to accept. So moved. Second.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
And the last amendment I have, this is the first reading for this one tonight. This is ordinance 120811, and this is amendment 5. This is where we have realized unbudgeted receipts from a spay-neuter grant and an animal shelter construction grant. This will increase the receipts of the state grants fund where the monies were transferred into by $21,459. That'll go into spay-neuter contracted services for $2,000, and the shelter construction for $19,459, both of which are grants. And we've got 90% of the shelter grant construction money so far, and you get the remainder at the end. And this is the first reading on that amendment tonight.
Motion approved.
Motion.
Motion, Anna.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Do we have to get that shelter done on this money? On this 19.5 here? She came in September, do we have till June?
We got till June the 30th, 2012. Old business. We have brought up last meeting about some kind of arrangement or something for the clerk's office. Storage was a big issue. And we had said that we were going to look around and advertise and look at all our avenues, which actually we did not. Did it? We didn't. Okay. So what I'd like to do until we get through this budget is revisit this, because I basically don't have any information on it. If Tracy is in a pickle for storage, if you need something right away, please let me know.
No, I'm not now. I'm where I am now. I've got all sorts of storage.
Okay.
The computer grants, the issue.
Computer stuff is, that's what I originally said, was that if I was going to be put somewhere else, I needed to know so that when they come and do the wiring, they don't wire two places.
Pre-warm. New business. One thing that's not on your agenda is, and we'll go ahead and get this, they sent us the EMS fee schedule and recommended that we raise it 5%. My recommendation is leave it alone.
You just raised it last year.
We just raised it last year.
You need a motion?
We're not losing money. No, right, we're not losing money. I don't know if it needs to be a motion, or this was a recommendation by them. We don't have to do anything, just leave it alone. Okay, the next item is the sheriff's budget. You all have looked at it. It basically is same numbers as last year. We changed the format a little bit, which basically now shows the benefits that are going into the sheriff's office, and actually will come back out. The fuel bill went up substantially, wasn't it, Josh? $13,000. Yeah, but we did offset that in another category, so basically the sheriff's budget and real money stayed the same. So, motion to approve his budget.
So moved.
Second. Got a motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the clerk's budget. Basically the same thing. Tracy's budget did not change any. We changed again the format to show that benefits coming and going, but as far as cost, it basically did not change. And I come in both of you, things are tough right now. I certainly appreciate it. I know the taxpayer appreciate it. That being said, motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion. Second. And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. I also have the health department budget and their tax rate. Their tax rate proposal was the same as last year's, so it did not change. With that again being said, make a motion to accept it, and I'll sign off on it and send it in.
Motion carried.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Opposed? Item number 5.
Do we need to do number 3?
Oh, sorry about that, yeah. Sorry, Tracy. This time of year, Tracy turns in all her money, and she needs money for the first of the year to get going again. This is just a program support that we've always done. So I need a motion to get Tracy out of the gate with $10,000 program support. It's nothing different than what we do every year.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and second, all in favor? Opposed? So carried. We'll skip real quick so we get this out of the way, because we may get into a lengthy conversation. We've got the 2012 holiday schedule. Any of the supervisors or anybody that wants to look at it, will give it to me. It'll be posted in the office, and we're going to ask that all the supervisors post one. It sets the holiday schedule for next year.
Go shut down on the Monday after the holidays this year.
You know, Eric, it worked out. I think a lot of it worked out pretty much. Have you got?
Yeah. I was wondering since they fell on Sunday.
You're talking about January 2nd.
Yeah, even December 26th this year, you know. We'll close down on the 26th.
Is that the schedule you're looking for?
Yeah. That's it. They said Christmas Day on there, the 26th, you know, or maybe the 25th.
Yeah. So we're off the Monday before Christmas Eve.
They're all electric. Saturday.
Mug shots.
Well, that's next year. That's gonna be what, a Tuesday, Wednesday, or?
Big Sunday, Monday.
So it actually makes a 4-day weekend.
Be working Friday on the 23rd.
Like this year or next year?
This year, yeah.
This
Oh,
year
this
we're
year.
off
Yeah, this year.
Friday and Monday.
Friday.
Friday.
Okay. All right.
Next year, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, motion to approve the holiday schedule.
So,
Second.
Motion second, all in favor? Opposed? So carried. Okay, we've got the Kentucky Speedway bonds, the first reading. Mike, I'm going to go through that.
Yes. For reading the summary form, it's a long, very, very long. Has prepared the summary of bond ordinance and notice of second reading of bond ordinance. The Gallatin County Fiscal Court at a meeting to be held December 15, 2011, at 6 p.m. at the Warsaw City Building, 503 East Main, Warsaw, to consider for passage the following ordinance. We're considering tonight for a first reading. An ordinance authorizing the issuance of up to 90 million taxable adjustable rate industrial revenue building bonds for Kentucky Speedway Park project of the County of Gallatin County, Kentucky, the proceeds of which shall be used to finance the acquisition, construction, installation, and equipping of an industrial building to be located within the County of Gallatin, Kentucky, for lease to Kentucky Speedway, LLC, for use as a facility or facilities for a recreation or amusement park, authorizing the issuance of additional bonds, providing for the pledge of revenues for the payment of such bonds, authorizing a supplemental lease agreement and supplemental indenture appropriate for the protection and disposition of such revenues, and to further secure such bonds, authorizing a bond purchase agreement and supplemental mortgage, and authorizing other actions in connection with the issuance of such bonds. This ordinance authorizes the issuance to the County of Gallatin of up to $90 million adjustable rate industrial building, $90 million adjustable rate industrial revenue building bonds, Kentucky Speedway Park project, called the bonds, in order to provide funds to pay the cost of improvements to an industrial building for lease to Kentucky Raceway LLC, a limited liability company, suitable for the use of facilities for recreation or amusement park, as set forth in section 103.201E of the KRS. The bonds are being issued under chapter 103 of the KRS, Kentucky Revised Statutes, and are to be retired directly or indirectly from the lease payments to be made by Kentucky Raceway LLC pursuant to lease agreement originally dated as of November 1, 1999, as supplemented and amended the agreement. The bond shall not represent or constitute an indebtedness of the county within the meaning of the Constitution of the Commonwealth. The maximum amount of the bonds to be outstanding at any one time is $90 million. Interest on the bonds will be determined as set forth in the trust indenture authorized by the ordinance. The ordinance also authorizes the execution on behalf of the county of various financing documents involved in the transaction, including supplements to the agreement, the trust indenture, and the mortgage, and a bond purchase agreement. Each is substantially the form submitted to the fiscal court of the county. Copy the ordinance and the forms of the financing documents described above are on file with the fiscal court clerk of the county. County Gallatin, Tracy Miles.
Now, to elaborate on that, I know this is everybody's either got high expectations or no expectations. You know, for 8 or 10 years, we've said, boy, what if? You know, what if we could do this? What if we could do that? I feel like now we have. And the racetrack and I and the members of the fiscal court, the county attorney, have worked on this scenario, coming up with scenarios of what would work best for the county, how to benefit the county, how to keep the racetrack moving forward. And what we've come up with, and follow me close here, this will be an impact fee that is based on ticket sales. It amounts to $1 a person. It has the potential, under full schedule, full capacity, to bring in my opinion, $350,000 to $400,000 a year to the county. Again, this is a formula. This is not a tax that is put on because the county is not allowed to implement taxes. This is a formula that was used to work with the racetrack to determine how much money we should get. This was the easiest thing we could come up with, was $1 a person. This also carries a minimum of $230,000 a year. We can never get any less than $230,000 a year from this. We can get as much as the ticket sales are. My projection, my hope, is that there will be another race or two to come in. I know that Speedway has every intention of making this one of the premier tracks in the United States. That's their goal. And as goes the racetrack, in my opinion, so goes Gallatin County with this formula in place. This will be an annual fee for the 20 years. On the top side of this, we also will receive the first 5 years annually $160,000 more dollars. The second 5 years, we will receive $170,000. The third 5 years, of actually the last 10 years, we will receive $180,000. This is on top of our ticket formula that we have put together. This could total out probably no less than $8.5 million for the life of the bond, up to $12.5 to $13 million for the life of the bond. I think it's a good deal. I mean, there's been some serious negotiations. You know, if you remember, the racetrack swore, and a lot of us can remember, Spike can remember, the racetrack said there would never be anything computed as far as ticketing. No, here we are. It seemed like the fairest way to do this, and I still think it is. And you know, I've always had the theory that a bad deal is when one person makes all the money, a good deal is when everybody makes some. Make it look. Without getting into the details, this will be racing events only. This will not be their concerts, or sometimes they have equipment sales, some, you know, little things. This will not include that. This will be racing events only. Those are the things that seem to impact our county the most. This will go into effect January 1 of this year. We will receive the first $160,000 on June 30th or thereabouts. At the end of December of next year, we will receive the balance of whatever the ticket sales were, with a minimum of $230,000. So, anything that I can answer, any questions on that?
This money just go back to the general fund, is it earmarked in any way?
The money goes to the general fund right now. What we've done, our intention is that the $160,000 will be used to spread at the fiscal court's discretion into our other taxing entities, basically what we've done now. So our other taxing entities will not be left out.
Judge, in the past, it had been said and talked about if they could ever get up to $1 on a ticket from the Speedway, that they wouldn't have to implement the payroll tax in the county. Does that mean that the fiscal court's going to take a look at now, of maybe possible removing the 1% payroll tax?
Harvest, it's doubtful. And the reason being, just to touch on a couple of things. We've held and or lowered our tax rate for 15 years. When I come in first year as a magistrate, it was approximately at 13, 12.8, something like that. It is now just under 10.
8.9. 8.9.
Yeah. So we have incurred the same increase in operating the county as every other entity in the county, but have failed to take any tax increases or raise our tax rate. And this is a perfect scenario to continue that trend, to keep from raising the taxes on our people, to keep from raising the property tax. And I can tell you some high areas of need in the county, and you all very well know this. When we came in here in January of last year, we were, I felt, going the wrong direction. We had to cut some of our employees' insurance benefits. We had to water them down. We had to freeze wages. We had people that were laid off. We've done everything that we could do to stay afloat. And I felt like that we have succeeded in that. This will enable us to, number one, and I'll go back to this, we've got a senior citizen center that if you go in and while it's raining, you better wear your boots. We've got 3 ambulances with over 150,000 miles on them. We've got people that patiently, I'm not going to say patiently because I know nobody liked it. Nobody liked to take cuts or have their wages frozen. But this will enable us to take care of our people. How I think we as a group feel like that they need to be taken care of. I don't think we splurge on a lot of services or things here. So to answer you as plain as I can, no.
As being on the city council of Warsaw, was the Warsaw involved in any negotiations or invited to be involved in any of these negotiations?
I don't think so. I said, honestly, no. I think with this being out in the county, I think it actually, the way they look at it as far as the logistics and the legal part of it, I think it's basically a county issue. My understanding. Any other questions? Anything I can clear up? Anything that I can always count on you.
I know you can't, Judge. I didn't ask nothing last time, so I'm gonna ask this time. Did I understand right that the county is gonna go back to a kill shelter?
To a kill shelter?
Yes, where we put the animals, where they're gonna start putting them down.
I'm not sure, you know, when you're probably getting into territory that I don't know a lot about. If you ask me about the finances of the shelter, I can tell you everything you want to know. As far as what is a kill shelter and what is not a kill shelter does kill. But I think it's kind of a last resort. There probably are shelters, according to what I just hear out and about, there are probably shelters that will not kill, that will keep animals regardless of condition. But have we taken on that position? I don't think so. I think even what they consider a no-kill shelter still at times have to put animals down when it's the right thing to do.
Because two or 3 years ago, we passed an ordinance on vicious animals. You bite somebody one time, we'll forgive you. Second time, you're going to be put down. We can't have these animals running loose in the community.
But you turn over the day-to-day operations of the shelter.
The fogs.
Yeah.
Need a motion
Well,
on this first reading.
Yeah, I mean, let's just get this out.
We approve the
I got it.
first reading of the Speedway law.
I got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Back to the shelter harvest just real quick. We have actually contracted that out with Fogs. What we did to try to help them is Bobby Nunn went and took the classes and the training to be able to legally euthanize an animal if he has to. And there are times that if an animal gets hit or maimed, or, you know, that is the humane thing to do. In order to be able to do that, yeah, right. In order to be able to do that, you have to have the training or whatever, and Bobby has that training. And I think that they were also, some of them, when they had to put the animals down, they were taking them to a vet to do it, and there was a nominal fee. So I think, yeah. So I think Bobby Nunn is now certified to do that. Okay. Any other questions? Anybody got anything? We welcome our visitor from the high school. Whose class?
Fiscal.
He keeps us full. Give our regards to Mr. Thompson.
I just want to add something. With the upcoming upgrades that the federal government is putting on our radio system to go to a quote-unquote narrow band, I don't understand all the regulations, but a little over 6 months ago, we applied for a grant. Several Northern Kentucky agencies got together, and I do want to say that Gallatin County was awarded $9,011 to $9,000.11 to help upgrade our radio system. And we're going to possibly look at maybe trying to purchase some portables and stuff and try to, because the switchover's coming, and it's going to be a big burden on small communities, and hopefully we can use this money to buy some portables and stuff and integrate them into our system, and hopefully help ease the cost when that shock does come.
So that was free money.
Yeah, it was free money, and it's, the thing is we have to purchase the items and then just turn the paperwork in for reimbursement, but the total amount was $9,000.11 for our portion.
Anything else?
I got something, Judge, I'll make it real quick. I think we're all aware of what happened Sunday week ago with our ambulance services. And we've got some people over there that are confused about on order directions that they have to take. And
Should we not interrupt you, Joe, but you want to go into closed
no,
session?
I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna mention any names,
Okay.
but, you know, with what had happened, I think they were told to do something by somebody who didn't have the authority to tell them to do it. And, it's kind of become, I wouldn't call it a hot topic, but it's been mentioned around in circles. But I think in order for this to, or try to curtail this from happening again, and maybe kind of protect our EMS employees, I'd like to make a motion that any time they're asked to step outside of the boundaries of their normal duties to do something, and don't get me wrong, I'm not in any way saying that we shouldn't help anybody. But I think when it gets to something like we've gone through, that they should have to seek either your permission or the permission from one of the other members of the fiscal court.
I could not agree more.
And then that way it takes the weight off them on who am I supposed to be taking directions from.
In fact, what I will do, I'll have Jenny or one of the Jennies type up a memorandum and send that out.
I'd just like to put that in form of motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Opposed? We'll do it. Anything else?
Yeah, I mean, right now, I don't know what's going on, but they don't know who to.
There was some confusion.
Yes, sir.
There was some confusion here.
And this way,
That wouldn't be worth nothing if you don't put some consequences behind it.
well, then you're exactly right there too. So,
But that's fine, that's quite all right.
we'll try it, and then we can deal with
Well,
consequences.
they're actually, like I said, I'm not, without going into closed session, there have been some consequences. I won't elaborate on that unless you want to go into closed session.
I mean, it's up to you guys as far as if everybody's aware of what went on. You know, if somebody's not aware of what went on, you know, you've been to school.
I said I work in school, you know, out on the street.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything else, anybody?
Oh, one other thing. Before Hargis throws his hand in.
He must have, he's got film left. He's got.
Have we done anything about making arrangements with that for a meal with the senior citizen?
Yes, it's 15.
From 12 to 2.
Right.
Yeah, from 12 to 2.
12 to 2.
Go
Okay.
to, we'll put the papers, Everybody's invited over to the senior citizens, 12/2 to 15. We're gonna have a little meal over there.
Oh, it's not right.
Oh, it's not ready, if it's ready, yeah, if it's
Bring your
ready.
boots.
Wear your
Same
boots.
day as your special meeting.
Yeah,
That's the same thing as your
It's
special meeting.
It's during the day.
it's during the day, yeah. Anything else, anybody?
Just want to tell everybody, hope everybody has a happy holiday and a Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you, same to you, and Merry Christmas to everybody. If we don't see you at the special meeting we'll be strictly one item thing. But to those of you and to the high schoolers, Merry Christmas. From Mr. Segal, we said Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Will they do draw straws too?
I think they do. Motion to adjourn. So moved. Second. Motion second. Favor.